Daryl Willie Insurance, we are back in here. If this is your first time, thank you for coming to give me a shot. If this is your second time being here, thank you for the support. I appreciate you. I like to talk about all things insurance to include home, auto, small business, life, health, and a lot of economic things that affect your pocketbook and wallet. Okay, so today we're getting into an article by Brett Dumas. Listen, I try to stay positive and optimistic. I just believe in that. Also, please do not ever cancel your insurance. For all budgets, there are insurance. Okay. So do not think your budget is too small or your budget's not good enough to get insured. You need to speak to an insurance professional. Let them know what your story is. Let them know the money you're working with. There are a lot of carriers out there. They don't have to be the brand name ones running insurance commercials all over the Super Bowl and all over your Sundays. All right. There are other people who are highly rated. They just don't market as hard as the other ones. So please do not cancel your insurance. There is coverage for all budgets. Okay. Speak to someone. All right. In my opinion, also remember, paying that monthly premium is a lot cheaper than a court judgment. Remember, I said that. No matter how much you dislike insurance, no matter how much you dislike the idea of insurance or your insurance company or agent, remember, paying that monthly premium is a lot cheaper than a potential court judgment. All right, let's get in it. Inflation reduces buying power as $100 goes a lot less far these days. Data shows cost of goods is up 31%. Higher since 2019 as inflation continues to ravage household budgets. All right, the amount of household staples Americans can buy for a $100 bill has been eroded by nearly 1/3 over the past 5 years, according to data pointing to the pressure consumers are facing due to the compounding effects of high inflation. We all know that. If I go out here right now to try to get a gallon of gas for my car, guess what? $4.24, $4.29. Or give up a kidney, okay? $4.24 plus. That's gas. Inflation is here in a trill. Okay, Nielsen's Q's 2024 Consumer Outlook shows the cost of fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG, including groceries and other necessities like toiletries, right? We all need the toiletries. Has soared by 31% since 2019 and indicates the problem will get worse as wage growth is expected to lag behind the consumer price index. You guys see this every few months. They talk about the CPI number. They're predicting that wage growth is going to lag behind inflation. All right. But we're not worried about that because we're people that's going to fix our budget and we're always going to go out there and try to find a way to make a dollar, right? So things that we can control, which is going out there, doing a little extra, working a little extra, even though you don't want to, you got to do it, right? Do the extra. We cannot control the government. We cannot control inflation. We cannot control the price of milk and eggs. We can control what we can do. We can get up every day. We can show up and make something happen, right? So we're just going to do a little more. It's not going to last always, but right now we got to do a little more. So let's stay positive, optimistic. Okay. To put it in perspective, the Daily Mail, which first reported on the data, noted that in 2019, a shopper with $100 to spend could purchase a 32-item cart full of items like milk, bathroom tissue, and cereal. But today, a consumer with the same amount would have to put 10 of those items back on the shelf. You hear that? To stay on budget. Let me read that again. In 2019, they said $100 could purchase you 32 items at a store, your shopping cart, like milk, bathroom tissue, cereal, etc., etc. But today, a customer with the same amount, $100, would have to put 10 of those items back to stay under budget. That's where inflation's hit. Calculations from Moody's Analytics chief economist Mark Zandi shared recently with Fox Business show Americans are paying on average $784 more each month compared with the same time 2 years ago, and $1,069 compared with 3 years ago before the inflation crisis began. All right. Inflation has remained above the Federal Reserve's 2%. If you did not notice, the Federal Reserve likes to target 2% inflation. They believe that's the number that keeps America rolling, and doing real good. So inflation has remained above the Federal Reserve's 2% target for 2 years. For years. All right. Ravaging household budgets. The CPI ballooned from 1.4 in January 2021 to a peak of 9.1. That's inflation, ladies and gentlemen. 9.1 in June 2022. And the last reading in March came in at 3.5. Now, that is a drop from 9.1, but even at 3.5, people are struggling. They're having a hard time, okay? Now, the price hikes over the past handful of years are adding up, not just on consumer goods, but on other necessities, okay? From January 2021 to March 2024, overall inflation, seasonally adjusted, increased 18.9%. During the same period, all food costs rose 21%, while shelter costs were up 20.5%. And wait for this, energy, heard me talk about my $4.24 per gallon. Energy costs are up 36.9%. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to do more. Fresh data released Friday indicates consumers are feeling the pain too. The University of Michigan's latest Consumer Sentiment Index reading fell sharply this month to 64.7, down from 77.2 in April. Inflation expectations rose too, both for the next year and beyond. So there you have it, guys. Inflation is here. It seems like inflation is here to stay. The feds are saying this. The people who track the numbers are saying this. Listen, we can't control it. We cannot control the price of things. We can control our mind and things we can do, like working a little bit more. I know that sucks to say it. I know it. But if you're talking to me, you're talking to a person who wants to tell you the truth and not sugarcoat it and make you feel some kind of way. We're going to just get through this in an honest way with some integrity and dignity, and we're going to get this thing done and beat this inflation. We're not going to stop living. I think people should live, not worry about these numbers. So inflation reduces buying power as $100 goes a lot less far. Don't let that stop you guys. Stay encouraged, stay positive, sit at the table with your family, make a plan, adjust the plan again if you have to, but do not give up. You have no choice. You can't give up. You have to keep living. You got goals and dreams to chase. All right, this is Daryl Willing Insurance. Appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you in the next one. Keep smiling, stay positive.